All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Cruise Show on the way to Vegas. Thanks to Pig in a Pickle for being the proud sponsor and title sponsor of the Krug Show. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Go get some brisket. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket chili, pulled pork, barbecue chicken, house-made sausage links. The potato salad is amazing. Go get it all at Pig in a Pickle, Emeryville, and Corte Madera. And also thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles located in Pacific Grove. Give Anthony Catania a call, 831-521-5264. And also thank you to valleyhillroofing.net. Give them a call at 209-481-6851. And their websites are all linked in the description. All right, well, Seth Wickersham reports that, and this is a good one, owners have complained to the NFL league office about the sheer number of compensatory picks the 49ers have received for serving as a pipeline for coaches and executives of color. The 49ers are doing a couple things really, really well. Their use of the free agency compensatory picks and the way they're utilizing the formula is really effective. And then, of course, they're also getting picks because the NFL set up these rules to reward teams for hiring top minority candidates by giving them bonus picks. And they've determined that they're going to be third-round picks. So, I mean, the 49ers, one, are not operating outside of the rules. Two, what's your argument that they're too diverse and they're picking up too much of an advantage because they're giving Robert Saleh, Mike McDaniel, Martin Mayhew, Rand Carthon opportunities to ply their trade and be good at what they're good at. I mean, I'm not sure what the league is. It sounds like a little sour grapes. The other side of this is that I think it's what you're seeing is teams are now starting to notice that between the picks that the 49ers are getting from them having their minority coaches hired elsewhere, and then you combine them with the picks that they automatically get, and then what the real issue or the real story here is that the 49ers are working the free agent compensatory picks to perfection. I mean, as good as any team in the game right now. And their formula is they let the rank and file of their free agents walk. They don't, if they've got 12 free agents in an offseason, 10 of them will walk away. And then they will prioritize signing one. The last couple of years, 2 years ago, it was Mooney Ward. Last year was Javon Hargrave. They've prioritized signing one big free agent. And the way that the compensatory formula is structured, it's tied to numbers to some degree. And so they're getting 2 and 3 compensatory selections based on free agency, in addition to the compensatory picks they're getting for their top minority candidates being poached by other teams, or minority executives and assistants being poached by other teams. So, I mean, really, you can't fault them, but there's no question that when you're on top, people study you. When you're on top, people are like, well, how did they get on top? And I think if teams look at this and look at it logically, they're going to say, okay, well, the 49ers got multiple third-round picks extra for teams hiring their coaches or executives. They've gotten multiple, compensatory picks after the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, or 3rd and 5th round, or maybe it's 3rd, 5th, and 7th round. But they've gotten multiple compensatory picks for manipulating or not manipulating, working around or working within the rules of the compensatory formula that the league devised. So, I do think the 49ers are doing things smarter than other teams. Why? Because the difference is I would rather if I've got 12 free agents, I'd rather let 8 to 10 of them go for sure and then just see if I could find a similar player in the draft. One, your roster stays younger, cheaper, and deeper. And to me, those are all areas, if you're roster building, you should care a lot about. How young is your team? How deep is your team? How talented is your team? So I just think the 49ers are doing a really great job. And also, John Lynch understands kind of the dynamics of locker room culture. And when I'm talking about that, what I'm talking about is, players don't like it when you sign a guy from another team and pay him more money than a guy that's already existing in your locker room. The 49ers have kind of eliminated that whole potential point of contention between players. They have a very united locker room because they don't have three guys that they brought in from Tampa and Arizona and Washington all right there and making more money than guys that are already there. They dabble in free agency, but they build through the draft. Most of their players are homegrown players, so they don't have a lot of guys who are coming from other cultures, other locker room cultures, and so they're pretty united, and there's not a lot of tension between players. How can you get mad if John Lynch decides to pay Mooney Ward? He's better than any other corner in the room. How can you get mad if the Niners decide to go out after a Javon Hargrave? He's an outstanding defensive tackle who's a proven entity. So they're only getting top-tier free agents. And other than that, they're taking the comp picks, they're keeping their roster young, and the combination has given them a roster that's both deep and star-laden. So they have a lot of the top stars in the game, but they also have one of the deepest rosters. And part of it is their use of comp picks for both, free agent reasons and coaching hire reasons. And I think you got to give the 49ers a lot of credit. The fact that owners are complaining, I think what that story should be saying is owners are noticing that the 49ers are getting a lot of comp picks and that they're working this to perfection. And they're asking about how fair it is. But the rules were not written by the Niners. And the Niners are working. Nobody's saying the Niners are breaking any rules. They're just using both formulas to perfection and getting additional picks that's helping them build their roster. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Sharp Corners Sports Cards and Collectibles. And thanks to ValleyHillRoofing.net. And thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.